Welcome back, my friends. Another episode of the Suited Kings podcast. Today, my co-host Wes Cannon and I are going to be discussing the lovely 2025 World Series of Poker schedule that just released this week. But before we do that, let's go ahead and get into a couple of things. Wes, tell us how the Poker Bankroll Challenge is going so far.
Yep. So for those who do not know, I'm doing a challenge where I try and turn $10,000 into $100,000 online without depositing any additional money with while staying within bankroll constraints of 125 buy-ins for tournaments and 40 buy-ins for cash games. So far, off to a decent start. It is a little over $12,000 now, 12,133.
Okay. Hey, I mean, you're trending the right direction. That's a good start.
Yeah, moving in the right direction. And I guess the way to think about it is I'm up 20% in about 2 weeks. Yeah. So if you think about that in investment terms, that sounds a lot more exciting than, oh yeah, I've gotten 2K out of the 90K profit that I need. But yeah, so it's been going well. Before this, I had never done any streaming, and I've enjoyed the streaming part where I'm just kind of...
I think a lot of us have enjoyed the stream as well. I mean, you have a natural way of talking through poker hands that isn't a snooze fest. Like I can sit there and digest it without falling asleep.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, and it's fun, and you're good at talking, which surprises me.
So the guy who's hosted a podcast with me for a year and a half.
I just, wherever I can find an opening to stab at you, why not?
No, absolutely. So, I mean, I have the robotic side to me too, of course, but
it's not robotic though on that. So you sound good.
Thank you. Yeah, so it's fun. If you guys haven't yet, if you'd like to watch, I'm streaming. I guess this will be coming out Thursday, so I'll probably be playing live at Canterbury, but I'm streaming tonight, Wednesday, that we're recording, and I will be streaming several nights per week at the Poker Cannon on Twitch. I actually have also decided that starting in March, I'm going to do a once a month stream. I think you can do a subscribers only stream, and I'm going to do one of those per month where I'm playing, but I also am just answering people's questions that they might have for me, gotcha. Even if it's a hand history or whatever it might be. So
I think that's super cool. I wasn't even aware of that. So that's awesome. That's
awesome. I wasn't until last night either when I decided.
Right. I knew ideas. So first off, I mean, we've gotten a ton of good feedback regarding that bankroll challenge, and it's fun. I mean, that's pretty much all you. You'll see me in chat, either talking shit or rooting them on. It's one of the two, but other than
I'm doing too well, you'll talk some shit, and you'll root me on if I hadn't had a big score or something.
Yeah, I'm not gonna kick you while you're down too hard, at least. But all right. So on with the show, we have. Also, now, this is our second week. Last week we released a Patreon. Patreon is a website where we as content creators can release more content for people who want to digest it that's outside of the podcast. So right now we have, how many videos we got up there? 3?
3 videos there.
We have 3 videos. We plan on doing 3 a week, and each video it's essentially a way for you to study each week. And there's 2 different tiers of subscriptions. We have a podcast supporter subscription where it's just gonna be $5 a month. You'll get access. Well, actually, you don't get access to the videos with that one, but it's just a way for you to, if you enjoy the podcast, to help support us. That one's $5 a month, and then there's the $15 a month one. Wes, you want to tell us about that one?
Yeah. So right now we have only a few videos, but $15 a month. We're doing the early access pro study tier. So the pro study tier is going to be where you get access to all our videos that we create. We'll put up, I think, 2 or 3 a week. Some of them are both of us, some of them are just one of us, but we're reviewing hands or reviewing specific spots. And the idea is just to give you guys a good insight into what our thought processes around poker, around reviewing hands, and to get extra study material, but not have it be the same thing where we're not creating like a
training site,
a training site, right? Like this is much more of like a low key form of us giving you some additional content that hopefully can really help your game, and
Yeah.
you pay like a much lower price than what a training site would be. Now, once we have a bunch more videos, our plan is actually for that pro study tier, or whatever we called it. That'll be more like 25 or $30, I think. And then there will be a third and maybe a fourth tier in between the 5 and the 30, where you get access to some of the videos, but not all of them.
Yeah. So
And
we
but
got,
but those who are paying 15 now will be grandfathered in. As long as you keep your subscription, you'll continue to pay 15 for that pro tier that is going to be 25 or 30. So
well said. And I think if you're looking for a place to improve your game for a cheap price, but also support the podcast, again, this is content we're doing outside of the podcast. You won't find it on here at all or on YouTube. We're specifically going to be making content directly to help you, but also for us to study with too. I mean, it's a great way for Wes and I to
it
improve our games as well. So,
it does. I mean, whenever we do that or do this podcast, like a study session, or really like almost any, I would say today's the only exception where it's like the content we're going to talk about isn't directly strategy correlated in some
yeah.
way,
Yeah.
but yeah, whenever we do some sort of content, it's like beneficial to us too for our game.
And shout out to all of the people who subscribed during our first week. That's much appreciated. We'll be giving a shout out here in a couple weeks once things have developed a little bit here.
Yep.
And then on top of all that, we still have our Discord channel that if you're not a part of yet, we're 230 or 40 deep in there. It's very lively. A lot of people in there talking, chatting poker, talking about online, live, etc., what they're going to play, what's coming up. Links for the description for all of this stuff. Our links are in the description for all of this stuff, rather. So if you're interested in either Discord, the Patreon, Wes's Twitch, all of that stuff, you can find in the description. And Wes, anything else before we get into today's episode?
Guys, play on clubs poker, preferably against me. Heads up.
You're so enthusiastic. I love it. Clubs Poker is
Um,
a new online site that Wes and I have been affiliated with. And a link, if you're new to Clubs Poker, make sure to join using, again, our link in the description that helps support the podcast. And we have home games and meetup games every other week. Wes, tell more.
there are tons of actually mixed games on clubs poker. A lot of sites just have the standard no limit hold'em and PLO, and they have all the mixed games on clubs poker. So that's one of the things they're going to be getting going. They have kind of a big tournament, mixed game tournament
Series. Yeah.
Yeah. And but yeah, also, obviously they have Hold'em too. I mean, you and I both have played a bunch on there. We have our meetup game every other week. If you guys would like to get in there with us, use the link in the description of this podcast or in the Suda Kings Twitter profile.
Yep.
And
Yep.
please get in there.
Yeah, check it out. I think we're going to be having our next meetup game next Tuesday, the 25th of February. So
Yep.
it's a 55 buy-in, 55 sweeps coin, redeemable for real cash value. Make sure to get in there. Every other Tuesday, we have that meetup game. We've been getting slapped around, but I'm going to change that around next
Yeah,
week.
what the hell? What's going on?
I don't know. I mean, it might have something to do with me just calling all in, or like three betting
Yeah, but
king
that's
4-off and then calling off all in. But
didn't you get busted by the same player 3 times last tournament?
they said that, and it's probably true. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no one saw it.
All
I
right.
don't know.
All right, let's hear that shuffle and get into this. All right. So, Wes and I are back here. We have the 2025 WSOP World Series of Poker. That's redundant, whatever. Schedule out here in front of us, and today we're going to be going over all of it. We're going to see what kind of is new to this year, see what has changed from last year to this year, and then just kind of talk about some of our experiences and what we think about the schedule going forward. It looks like here I got the schedule up here. I actually have both schedules in front of me, and I know Wes, you do as well.
Yep.
I mean, looking at the first week or so here, maybe even past that, just starting off, it looks almost identical to last year's schedule.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing wrong with that, I don't think, right?
Yeah. So the first thing I noticed that's different is the Colossus is early, and it's also a 500 instead of a 400.
Okay, okay. When is the
Um,
Colossus again? I
it's
don't.
the second weekend, or I guess the first flight is on
Oh, there it is. June 5th.
Wednesday, June 4th.
No, 4th and 5th. Okay. Yeah, 4th. Okay, I was looking at flight B. I see.
Fourth is, and then it's four flights. So flight D on Saturday. Yeah, and then so let's start with the big weekend events first. Like there are a couple differences in those.
Okay.
Um, so when I'm saying that, I'm saying the Mystery Millions, the first weekend. I think that one's pretty much the same. Colossus looks like it's a 500, not a 400. I don't know if it was four flights last year or not. I
I'm not sure.
know,
Actually, I have it right here. Let me take a look while you go ahead and keep
yeah,
going.
I know the Gladiator was four. I know Monster Stack and Millie Maker were three, and both of them are now four too.
Colossus looks to be have 4 flights. I see a flight D in there. So it's the same.
Okay, so they bumped it up to $500, which I'm fine with.
Yeah.
Um,
And was it always 40-minute levels? I think so, right?
yes, yeah,
Structure sheet. Yeah. Okay. 40
and then
minute.
the
Same stack,
Gladiator,
50K.
the Gladiator is 30-minute levels, but it's 40 minutes on day two and three.
Are you gonna play that
So
this year?
I still have to. I mean, that's my bank account got it still got all
Heavily juiced from it.
heavily juiced from that tournament the one year. That was my I mean, honestly, like when you're a poker player, winning a bracelet is one of the biggest goals, and
You were very,
that
very
that
close.
was that was the I guess there were a couple other times, but that was the one final table I have. That was the one that I got closest in, and it's like it was the second biggest field of all time. Like, yeah, last year I fired four
Like
times, and I don't.
25,000 entries or something, right?
Yeah, 23, but
23,000.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah. I rounded up.
yeah.
um,
I yeah, I mean, I'm gonna play that again. Should we kind of walk through what both of our plans are for this summer, and
well, yeah,
then
yeah. Let's get into that after we discuss the weekend events. Just kind of
yeah,
give people an idea of. So the World Series of Poker kind of has these marquee flagship. Those are words that I don't even know the meaning of, but we'll just say
all
use them
right,
anyways.
they sound
Um,
good.
yeah, they sound good, but they're the weekend events. They're the events that people kind of travel. Especially the amateurs travel for. And then because they're the low buy and big value events, and those kind of take up the weekends, and then the WSOP is littered with all these side events in between. I mean, there's still bracelet events, obviously, but so we have the first weekend is just like last year, the Mystery Millions. It's a $1,000 buy-in. They have I think 5 flights. Yeah, 5 flights. Um,
Wow. Oh, it's five. Okay, that was
yeah,
only four last year,
yeah.
so
So
that
it
is a
seems like
big
they've
boost.
almost increased or added one flight to all of those weekend events so far. We'll see if that stays true as we go through it, but. Yeah, there's 5 flights for the Mystery Million. It's a 1K buy-in, so be prepared to open up your wallet plenty of times if you plan on playing that. Excuse me. But I think last year, Wes, you and I both bagged on. I know I bagged on one bullet. Did you bag on one bullet?
I bagged on one bullet in that.
I was pretty lucky. I feel like I haven't found a bag in years. So yeah, happy to have found a bag here. You and I both got a min cash. I remember I got all in like first 20 minutes of day two against this guy thinking I had him covered, and he had a half of a big blind more than me, so I didn't get his bounty after, and then someone else got him for the half a big blind.
Yeah, I remember there was a hand where there was an all in a call, and I rejammed ace 10, and the other guy folded. So I had this great spot, and I was against the short stack at ace five off. So I had this not only great spot to win chips, but to get a bounty, and these things are big. And the board came out something like 7-4 deuce deuce with three clubs, and he had the only club. So he had a gutter, he could hit
Flush
a
draw or
five, a
five.
flush draw, and he had chop outs,
Yeah, yeah.
and he just rivers a five, and then the dealer's about to start pushing me the pot, and so I have to like point like, no, he hit a five, and I'm just like dying inside. Like, it's one thing to lose. Most of the time when you're
Good
early on a
integrity.
day two, it's not as painful because you're already in the money, but you're not that close to big payouts. Whereas like in this case, I was like,
It could be just knocking someone out
I,
as the big payout.
yeah, I could have just. I think the average bounty, and I could be way off, but I think the average bounty is something like 10K because
Yeah,
most of them are like 1K, 2,500. There are some 10Ks, and then there are obviously like 100K, 250, and there were 2 millions. So like,
Yeah. And shout out
yeah,
to our boy DJ Buckley, a friend of ours and a local MN grinder who, just pulled the millie. No
yeah,
problem.
he did. And I think I may have said this on the podcast with Umit, but DJ and I both bagged on Thursday, and I ran into him in the casino outside of the poker room, and we just had a friendly chat for a couple minutes and wished each other good luck. But now
Forgot the
looking
swap talk.
back, yeah, now looking back, I'm like, God, could you not have just swapped like 3%, Wes? Like I'm sure. Yeah, I think he had a little bit more in chips than me, but
When 3% equals 30K, it's just massive. That's insane.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, well, you got salami. Too bad for you.
I did.
I know
And then,
Umit
yeah, I
Umit did
busted
not
suit.
get salami. He got a nice chunk of that. So good for
He
him.
did.
Um, and then, yeah. So, kind of getting back on track here, we have the Mystery Millions the first week. That one I enjoy playing. You know what? I'm gonna withdraw or withhold from telling my schedule for now, my plans for a schedule now until we kind of get through this here. But second weekend is going to be the Colossus, as you had mentioned. It's a $500 now instead of a 400. You start with 50K starting, 40-minute levels. I mean, that sounds. I mean, we call these, coined by my buddy Ben McCoy, our roommate. He calls them the herd bird,
The herd bird.
the herd birds.
I didn't realize that bird was
A
slang for
tournament.
poker tournament. Yeah,
Yeah.
until I first roomed with those guys.
Oh, really? You didn't know that?
Yeah. No.
Maybe I learned it from him years ago, and I just feel like it's normal now. I'm not sure
Yeah.
if other people call it that or not. But yeah, the herd
But
bird.
anyways, there's a big herd of people playing in
Yeah,
these.
I mean, a bathroom break, it's like, oh my God. Anyways, I feel like that tournament has to just be incredible. I mean, 40-minute levels for 500, and then probably, I have no idea how much was up top in that, but
Yeah, it's a
oh,
lot of money.
it's a lot of money. I'm looking, it looks like someone won, and the 2024 champ won it for $500,000. So, 1,000x, not bad.
Right.
Um, So yeah, we got the Colossus the second weekend, and then the third weekend.
The monster stack.
My favorite event of all the WSOP events besides the main, the
The
wonderful,
monster.
lovely Monster Stack. So this is a $1,500 buy-in, same as last year, same as every year. 50,000 starting. I think that's the same as
Yep.
last year.
That's the same. Really good blind structure, hour
Yes,
levels.
60
Yeah.
minute levels. You play 10 hours the first day. And what I also like about this is that it's a one entry per flight. There's not one re-entry, but just one entry per flight. So if you bust that day, you got to wait till the next one. However, as Wes and I were discussing previously to recording, they've added a new flight. Actually, we were discussing on the recording as well, but they've added a fourth flight. I think originally the event only had two, so you could only fire twice at it at most. Then
Yep.
last year, I think they added a third, or within the last couple of years, they've added a third flight, and then this year, now a fourth flight. Doesn't bug me too much. How do you feel about it?
No, that's fine.
Yeah, I
That's
think
good. Actually, I will still be firing a maximum of either two or three just for
bankroll purposes.
no, actually no other reasons. But just like
Oh, you got to play the Big O Championship.
no. Just things with my own schedule.
Oh, I got you.
So,
I got you. Okay.
um,
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, whatever. It doesn't matter. You're going to beg a pile in the first bullet, so you'd be playing one.
I will.
Yeah. So we got the Millie the first week and the Millie mystery bounty the first weekend, the Colossus the second weekend, the Monster Stack the third weekend. The fourth weekend is going to be the Millie Maker. So this is pretty much aligned with how the WSOP has been for a while now.
Yeah. I think they just flip flopped the Gladiator and the Colossus.
Now
say.
yeah, okay, that makes sense. Now, two events I don't give a shit about, but
Right.
I'm just kidding. The Millie Maker is the fourth weekend. It's a 1 million guaranteed for first place. They will always usually. I mean, I think last year they almost had second place almost made $1 million if I remember correctly.
I think they did something silly where they actually paid second place over $1 million,
and then had just a
and then a
massive
huge
ICM
drop
jump.
to third place. Yeah, it didn't happen naturally. They wanted 2 millionaires from it. Also,
I don't
let's
like
give
that.
a shout out to Aaron Johnson for getting second in the Monster last year for like 700 something thousand.
I think 800 and something, maybe even. Anyways,
maybe, yeah. And then Chuck Kersey for I think getting sixth in the Millie Maker for about 280,000.
Yeah, dude,
So
it's really cool to see these people that we're familiar with making these runs, these dream runs. You know what I mean? Like these final
massive,
final
massive
table in
amounts of
these
money.
massive field 1,500 plus buy-in events or even cheaper buy-in events. Like it's just it is life-changing money up top. I mean, it's stuff that will help you, significantly with your financial future. So, it's cool to see our friends kind of get to take some of that cash off the table.
Yeah.
The Millionaire Maker is the fourth weekend. I think that's the exact same. It's $1,500 buy-in, 25,000 starting chips, which is half of the monster stack. But if I remember correctly, it also starts a couple blind levels earlier than the monster, so it kind of aligns, doesn't it?
It starts like one blind level earlier. The monster stack plays a little bit deeper.
A little
Um,
bit deeper, yeah. Not too
yep.
much though, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, they have like the same hour long structure. They both start with 250 blinds, but just the way that it works out logistically, like you'll have more big blinds in the monster stack.
Hmm. Yeah, that makes
Um,
sense. And then you got
so
four flights for that now as well.
yeah, four flights for that. Four flights for 4 to 5 flights, I should say, for every marquee
There you go, using those words
weekend
again.
event. Yeah. And then the one that actually had four flights since the beginning is the Gladiators of Poker. The fifth weekend, the $300 3 million guarantee. They'll get way more than that.
You are the gladiator, Wes.
I mean, I'm the gladiator of around here, you know. But yeah, I think it's fair to associate me with that tournament.
Not to, gas you up too much here, but turning $300 into 210K is still insane. And if you haven't checked out that episode and you're curious about Wes's run, one of our very first episodes, if not
Yeah, our
maybe our
first two
second,
episodes.
yeah,
Yeah.
our first two episodes, we kind of detail Wes's run in the 2023, right?
Yep. Yep.
2023 Gladiator, where he got fourth for pot
Third. Got third.
third, whatever, whatever,
And
two
also
years ago.
the final table is also on YouTube.
Check it
Um,
out. Wes actually has some really cool spots. Yeah, there was some really cool plays on there, and some really wild plays being such a massive final table, specifically from our boy Trexler.
he's gotten a lot of mentions on this podcast, I
He
feel like.
deserves every one of them. Like we love
Yeah.
playing with people like Trexler. Like props and kudos to that man. Please inspire more. We need more
Yeah.
people like that man in poker. He brings the action, and it is fun to watch,
Yeah.
and probably fun to play against too. If you're catching hands. So you mentioned the Gladiators is the last one, right?
Yep.
What do
Then
we
the
got after
next
that?
then the main event is the following.
The main event. So it's kind of
Uh
like a 6 week thing, right? So we got the
yeah, I would say seven because there's the main will last for the rest of the World Series, but it lasts like 2 weeks. And there are other multi-day. I don't know if I guess the 3K mid stakes championship might count as the other one, or you could say the lucky sevens for the last weekend. There are just a few other like multi-flight type of tournaments towards the end.
I think I'm gonna dabble in this mid stakes championship this year. Three thousand
Yeah.
dollar buy-in, which is I only play like 1,500s and under, and then the main event typically.
Mhm.
I think this would be a good one for me. Consider we'll call it a shot take. I mean,
Yeah.
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 So
And you know what I've realized is I feel like there's actually a sneaky amount of value in these later events. Like I played the 777 once.
seven
Um,
handed tournament. I love that one.
yeah, that's actually really cool. I kind of want to prioritize like that, assuming I'm not in the main, which I hope to be, but playing something like that. I know the 1500 closer, there's another 800 late in the
A
series.
lot of low buy and good value ones later in the series, which is
Yeah, and a lot of these people might be people who just weren't gonna put up 10K for the main event, or they busted out and maybe a little tilted. You never know. So it could be my strategy, and I guess we've kind of gone through the weekend events, so I'll start talking like I've always kind of wanted to play the later events, but haven't as much. Um,
well,
I
you'd be
think
pretty burned out by that point. I feel like
yeah, there's the one year we were sick, and then last year things just didn't go well, and I wanted to get out of there.
skedaddle. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, do you want to kind of get into what your plan is for the summer?
Yeah, absolutely. So my plan this year is going to change a lot compared to last year. Last year I was there for 5.5 weeks. I don't remember. I was there from the end of May to, right after the main event. Um, I will say that last year's trip started off incredibly cool. I skipped that first $500. Actually, that event's gone now, isn't it?
No,
Uh,
I think I saw it.
the what was not? I'm not
Five
talking.
hundred $500 freeze.
Yeah, the five
Yep,
hundred dollar. Wasn't that like the
on June
first day?
23rd. It was kind of the opener one, but it's just in the middle somewhere now.
Okay. I'm looking at the schedule from last year. Why don't I even see that on there? Is this 2024? 20 Oh, yeah. I'm an idiot, bro. I have I'm like, these schedules look identical. And then I realized I have two 2025 where WSOP schedules up side by side. Oh, I'm an idiot. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I've been sitting here comparing two of the same
To
schedules.
the exact same schedules.
Oh, I'm such an amateur. Anyways, yeah, my schedule last year was I went in. I started with just like 8K, and I had more backed up, but I just went with 8K and planned on playing events, and um, it was more of like the 1,500 and under events. I played a bunch of the Aria 600 and $800 buy-ins. I think is what those price points were, if I
Yeah,
remember correctly.
that's
Those
right.
tournaments are absolutely incredible. Those schedules I don't think are out yet, but um, honestly, I think there's value, even if like just if you wanted to go out in Vegas and just play those, you could probably make a nice pile of cash. Those are kind of like I busted out and don't have a bracelet event to play tournaments, or like
They
people like,
can be, yeah.
yeah.
They're
So you'll get
actually
a lot of
very
tilters.
good.
Yeah, you'll get a lot of tilters in there, just ready to blast off. And then there's still a lot of good players as well. But the Aria tournaments are absolutely incredible. So I played a bunch of those. And then I skipped the $500 event at the beginning last year and went and watched our boy Josh Reichard, who has been a guest
That's
on this
right.
podcast, win the WPT Seminole Hard Rock Poker Open. They played the final table at what is that place called? The Pyramid.
Luxor.
Luxor, maybe. I don't know. Anyways, my brain is melting today. So maybe the Luxor, but they have like a studio in there. It's like a gaming professional e-gaming, whatever you call it, studio where they have the final tables for WPTs in there as well. He won that for a pile, so I don't know, six to eight
Mhm.
hundred k or something like that. So it was cool to watch him. It kind of inspired me to go through and crush, although it didn't ultimately end up happening.
Didn't, yeah, come to fruition.
I actually didn't get slapped around too hard last year. I mean, it started off a little slow, but I ended up having a couple of nicer caches near the end of my summer to kind of make it a small loss. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this year, I think I'm going to boil it back. I'm going to do 2 to 3 weeks. I'm going to definitely, I think my first week out there, I might just skip the first 2 weeks in general and come out for the monster, stay that whole week, play the monster, play whatever's in between there and the millie, and then go home after that and then come back for the main event. Um, there's a couple things that will make me sad about that. Missing the Poker News Deep Stack Championship, which is like a $600 buy-in with 40-minute levels first day, 60-minute second day. That tournament
Mhm.
was awesome. I really enjoyed that one last year. Um, what else would I miss here? Let's see. The mini. I'd never been a fan of the mini main event. I think
Yeah,
it's a
you'll
terrible name
miss
for
the
that.
250K.
250K. Yeah, I was considering buying into that one, but we're just gonna let that one ride. Next year maybe we'll go for that
Yeah.
one. I have to sell a little more action for that one. So yeah, that's kind of my plan. It's kind of lackluster, but honestly, after last summer, spending so much time out there, and being newly married, and then also having a job where I had to wake up at 5 a.m. every morning prior to
Yeah.
grinding for 12 hours,
That's a lot.
I burned out. Right. So my
I don't know how
schedule,
I burned out and I didn't have
yeah,
I
my
just had the poker,
my schedule last year was I took off the main, so I didn't have to work during the main. But as many of you know, I do real estate, but I also work part time for Medtronic, and I've been there for almost a decade now. So I worked from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. Monday through Friday while in Vegas, and then I would go register the 11 a.m. tournament, play till 1 or 2 a.m., wake up at 5, work for 4 hours, and then repeat. So
That's
I
insane.
I
Yeah.
got extremely tired on very little sleep. We're not going to do that again this year, and we're just going to take off.
Good.
The anytime I'm out there, the 2 or 3 weeks, I got PTO saved up, so we'll take all that off and grind hard there. What does your schedule look like?
So I believe I'm going to have a wedding on that for the May 31st.
Okay.
So I'm actually just not going to play the Mystery Millions. I'm going to come in for that first week of June. I don't know about that Sunday. I might just start fresh on Monday, and that could include either the 1500 six max or just whatever. I want to play the Aria sketch this year. What I want to do is maybe not prioritize the bracelets so much. I just want to like look for what the good value is.
Prioritize the money. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
so hard
like
to do that, but it's the right thing to do, I think.
it is. Yeah, it is. I will definitely be playing the Colossus that first weekend that I'm there, or I guess starting on that Wednesday, June 4th.
Yeah.
So I will, yeah, I'll either play the 1500 six max or like you know, a good value Aria tournament.
There's just
Um,
so many of those. They're every day almost. So
yeah.
those, yeah.
I'll play that Colossus. And it doesn't look like there are any other great Hold'em events during that time. I will that Sundays, if I'm not on the day two, I'll be online. Um,
Yeah. There'll be a lot of
and
good stuff
then
online.
because yeah, I'll still probably want to do a little streaming while I'm out there.
You got a
And
bankroll challenge to complete, my friend.
right, yeah. That being said, I may have some where I like break from it. If there's like a $400 bracelet event online that I'm not rolled for, I will just play it, but not, I may stream that, but not count it towards the challenge,
It makes
that type of
sense.
thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I will, so it looks like there's an $800 one on Monday the 9th that I would play. I don't want, obviously, I could be on day three of the Colossus, which would be the ideal situation.
Yeah. Yeah. Stuff.
Absolutely playing the monster stack. Absolutely playing the Millie Maker. Let's see what's in between those two. There's
Between the monster and the Millie.
yeah, maybe not. They're the
I see that 1500 Raz calling your name. So
there's not a lot in the way of there's a 1500 freeze out.
there's the salute to warriors, the 540-minute levels. What do you think of that?
Yeah. It's all right. It actually the late reg ends with 25 blinds, which I kind of like.
That's nice. You could
I
max.
think
That'd
that
be a
one
good
might
one.
have I think that one might have extra rake involved though.
I mean,
Um
so I don't, it might have extra rake, but if it does, I think that's to, I mean, a lot, I know that's,
it
some of the proceeds
right.
go to a good cause, which is,
It does. I guess what I'm saying is it's coming out of our pockets, not out of the World Series.
yeah, that's
Um,
true. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
yeah, good
Speaking of
cause
rake
though.
here, I noticed that we've had some increased rake over some of these events this year. Do you remember the numbers? While we talk, I'm going to try and, someone had a
Yeah,
tweet.
you go ahead and pull it up. One thing we didn't mention, it looks like there's this uh battle of the ages, this 1K event where players over the age of 50 play on flight A and players under the age of 50 play on flight B. And I actually don't know players who are exactly 50 years old. I don't know which one they go in,
Mhm.
but it's a 1K where, yeah, there's two flights, but depending on, so I will probably actually play the flight B. And actually that would depend one on if I'm on day two of the Millie Maker, and then also it's a Sunday, so I might actually not play it. But the,
Remind me what you said before we were recording about that tournament. You're like, day one is going to be hard, but day two is going to be soft.
like day two is gonna be half
Usually
full
it's the other way
size.
around, right? Like it's
Yeah,
usually soft the earlier in the tournament, and it gets harder as you progress through the tournament. But in this one, it's going to be hard on day one, and then it's going to be soft on day two.
yeah. Depending on the size, it could our flight A could be a lot bigger, but
This does not apply to all you older gentlemen. I know there's a bunch
yeah,
of hard grinders out there that are really good at the game, but then there's
I was
also
gonna say
old
let's
man
not.
coffees out there that are withered and ready
What
to just call and limp everything. So that's who we're targeting.
uh, that's I couldn't have said that any better.
um,
Um, we
Go
got
ahead.
the $500 freeze out the next day on Monday the 23rd.
Love those tournaments.
Again, this is all sort of under the assumption that we're not still in the Millie Maker, which hopefully will be the case.
Yeah.
Or hopefully we will still be in it. We've got
I'm getting excited. Oh, now
yeah,
I needed this conversation.
we got the Gladiators event. I'm just seeing a lot of 3K stuff. I'm not really gonna play the a lot of the bigger buy-in stuff probably.
I think
And
this is
I actually
great
will say
news.
something.
Go
I'll
ahead.
I'll say something about that. Like even for those of you who are not worried about it from a financial standpoint, which I think most of our audience would be like
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
doesn't want to fire 3Ks. But even if you're not, like those a lot of those 2Ks, 3Ks, 5Ks are very tough fields compared to the other ones because a lot of them are not the main tournaments, and so they're like during the week where
Like
a
on
lot of
Mondays and Tuesdays and stuff.
yeah, where it's not necessarily the people traveling in for a weekend or the recreationals. It's like very reg infested, pro infested tournaments. So these are just like not these are not great fields, even if they are within your
Yeah.
bankroll parameters, your budget.
To
Um,
stick on the old man coffee thing,
okay,
I think that you will get a litter of because I mean a lot of old men coffees are just filthy rich. You know, they've been saving money their
true.
whole life. So you get a couple of them that will come in limp every hand, but they're far and few between. Wes has pretty much nailed it. You know what I mean? Like it's going to be primarily, shark infested waters, we'll say.
Yeah. So that's why, during the weekdays, I'm going to be a lot more interested in playing stuff like a 600 at Aria or an 800 or maybe yeah, just wherever it is. Or the World Series does have the $400 daily tournaments,
God,
which
I hate those tournaments.
I know I have only played one though, and I actually or no, I played one each year. But last year when I had the bad year, that I did actually final table one of those.
Yeah.
It didn't quite. I didn't quite. I think I got sixth, so it didn't save my summer by any means, but they're good value. The structures are just so fast,
They
and
skip a ton of levels late game. I just, you know what? Don't even get me started. I
yeah, we don't
pull my
necessarily
hair out.
recommend those, but they do exist.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, you'll probably see me in one when I got nothing to do on one of those nights. But ideally, like, for me and probably with Wes as well, it's like play these once again marquee flagship, whatever that means, events on the weekend, and then fire up a lot of these outside non-bracelet events at the Aria, maybe MGM, I don't remember.
Yeah.
At the Win.
You know what? I don't like the MGM Grand Poker Room. It's so dark. That's my least favorite poker room in the world.
You
I
know,
just got to say it.
it's funny because for me on the other end, I kind of like it. It is very dark. It reminds me of like an old smoky bowling alley or something.
It
That, but
does.
but I kind of grew up in those environments as a kid, so for me, it has a nostalgic factor.
Yeah, for me, I feel like there's just no light and no hope.
Yeah, it is gloomy. I
Yeah.
mean, I
Now,
can't
I mean,
blame
I've
you on
played
that.
like three tournaments there and I cashed one of them. Like it's not results oriented, but it just, yeah, it's not really my favorite
All
place to
right,
play.
Wes, let's we got more to go through here, but before we do that, let's just make a couple of quick bold predictions.
Okay.
All right, what are you winning this year?
You mean like which tournament am I winning or how
What
much money am I
you
winning?
got one tournament to win. It's not the main event. What are you winning this year?
I would say the monster stack probably, but
Yeah.
as my
Yeah.
backup, as my backup, I'm actually gonna say the 777, which we
That's a
haven't
good
talked
one. I
about
like
yet.
that. I
Yeah.
like that one. For me, I'm gonna win two. Actually, I'm gonna win two non-bracelet events. They're both gonna be the $800 Aria one dayers.
Yeah. So you're
I'm
gonna win the
shipping
main
two of
event
them.
and two $800.
Maybe the main event. I'll final table the main at least. I can't guarantee
You
first in
do
that
need
one.
a 7-figure score.
I'm
You
four. I'm
haven't.
0 and 4 in the main. So if I even get a cash, I'll just be very happy.
Yeah. Right. I
Yeah.
okay, cool. So you're winning the main, or at least final tabling the main, and you're gonna win one or two $800 Aria, one or two
Yeah, and those are
800.
what, like 35K up top. So I'll walk out of there with
Some
a
of them
cool
are
set.
like 70, I
Yeah,
thought.
yeah, yeah.
They
Some
got up
even
to
bigger,
70.
depending. Yeah, yeah. So, anyways, I plan on winning a couple of those.
Good, good. Let's talk a little bit about there's actually, we everyone is thinking about the main event, but there are a lot of pretty good no limit hold'em tournaments during that time, and I think it's worth considering for those who maybe don't want to play a 10K don't want to either have to sell that much or just put up that much money. There are a lot of Hold'em tournaments during that same time period. Let's take a look at these. So we have the 1K mini main, which actually I think this is new. It has two flights, whereas I think in the past it was just like a one flight thing.
I've never played that tournament, and I probably will never play that tournament. I just
The
like why,
registration lines are so long.
not only that, but why call it the mini main event and then give it 30-minute levels? That just
Yeah.
pisses me off. Like I just don't get it. Call it just the mini shove fest. I don't know, whatever. Call it something stupid because the mini main event is not it. The true mini main event is the monster stack, and I think everybody can
That's
agree.
how I feel about it. Yeah.
Yeah,
We got the summer celebration, $800 summer celebration. There
they had that
are,
last year, right?
I think they call it, yeah, like the Independence Day.
Independence Day. That's right.
And so we got two flights, 30-minute levels there, but another
800 buy-in.
yeah, $800 buy-in. Another one of those that's kind of within the price point that I think people will um
You skipped one, and that was one I had mentioned earlier. The day before, I guess it's technically the day before
the 600.
the 600 Poker News Deep Stack
Yep.
Championship. That
Yeah,
and
that's a good that's
my
a very
favorite
good.
low buy-in event of the whole series. 600 buy-in, 30K starting stack, 40-minute levels day one, 60-minute levels day two, one rebuy, I think. Um, one flight, one
Yeah.
flight. So
Yeah,
it's
and
just
actually this will be the best structure of any tournament below 1K probably in the world.
yeah,
Is
I
that
would imagine
fair?
so. I can't think of
Because yeah,
anything
we
better than
on
that.
day 2 and 3 and day 4, it's a 4-day tournament. It's hour-long levels.
I think I don't remember if they got like 6 to 8K entries. I think I got busted like 500 or something.
You made it late onto day 2, I remember.
Late in day two, man, that hand. Ugh. Uh, anyways, I'm just sitting here wallowing, if that's a
Mm,
word either. But anyways,
it is.
yeah, that tournament is incredible. I really enjoyed that one. There was another one that was very similar to that I liked as well. I can't remember which one that
There
was.
was another 600 right around the same time.
Yeah, right around the same
And I
time
think
last
I
year.
think we're gonna discuss it too. It's the $600 Ultra Stack, which is
Yes.
actually
Oh,
a
sorry
few
if that
days
was loud.
after it's during the main event. But
Okay,
it's yeah, multi-flight. You get like 60K in chips.
two
Uh,
flights. Yep,
yeah, it's 30-minute levels. However, or
for the
it's
first
40
flight.
minutes on day 2.
Yeah, or for the
Yeah,
first day. Yep.
yeah. So it's not bad. It is yeah, 30 minutes, but you get 60K with a pretty good blind structure. So max slate reg, you still have 15 blinds. I actually remember I did that in 2023. I think we both cashed it on
Mm-mm.
day 1, but then busted, and that's where we were both started feeling sick.
Oh my gosh, yes. Was
Yeah.
that tournament? I remember that. You were sitting like a
We
table or two away from me.
yeah, and we both made the money on day 1. We
I
both
just
busted. And there was another flight the next day we could have fired again, and we were just like, and
no.
you actually may have, but I remember I was like, oh,
I
I
didn't
can't.
get sick quite yet. You started feeling it first, and I just started rooming with you. Remember that? And
Yeah,
then
we
you're
got the
like,
hotel for the last few days.
and then I was literally in the room. I started unloading your room, and you're like, I'm not feeling so well, and I'm like, shit. And then I went home a couple days later and just got COVID. That was great. That was great.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Good COVID. Yeah, I remember the day before that, I started feeling really tired during my tournament. I got a good sleep, and then I went and max late reg this tournament. And then it was, I spun it up. I had a bunch of chips, and I was like, oh no, oh God. Like, luckily there would have been a day in between that and day 2, but I think it actually may have worked out for the best where I made it to the money, but did not make day 2, so I could just rest for 3 days and go home.
that works out. Yeah, honestly,
Yeah,
not bad. I have a quick story. You know, what, story time. You ready for story time?
ready.
It's going to be a quick one, and it's regarding being sick at the WSOP.
Yeah.
First off, before I get into the story, I just want to say if you're sick, people, do not register a tournament. Do not, if you're feeling sick, don't go sit and make everybody else sick. These are people are traveling and taking off time from work to be able to come and play these events, and they don't want to risk getting sick from your ass sitting next to them hacking it up. So just don't do that. It's just, it pisses me off. And now to the story. I was playing the WSOP last year or the year before. I don't remember which year it was, but I want to say it was in the monster stack, if I remember correctly. It might not have been. Doesn't matter really. But I'm in the middle of the table, so we'll say I'm at 6 seats. 7 seat and so I was in 5 seats. 7 seat and 8 seat uh, were kind of new to the table. An 8 seat sat down and just started kind of constantly lifting his shirt up and going, and then he'd turn his head and just have that full blown deep chest cough. You know what I mean? And then not
Mm,
cover his hand at all. And this went on.
lovely.
This went on for
Occasionally you get those. That just sucks.
and we're super deep at this point in the tournament. This went on for about 20 or 30 minutes. And you can just tell, like, I wanted to just be like, dude, you're an idiot. Go home. You're clearly sick. You shouldn't be here. Just leave. Obviously, he paid a bunch for the buy and he's not going to go anywhere. Well,
Mhm.
everybody at the table was feeling the same way. You could just look around and everybody's kind of giving each other the eye, like every time he would cough. Well, the guy sitting next to him in the 7 seat raised. The guy who was sick in the 8 seat 3 bet. The guy in the sick, it folds back around to the guy who originally opened. He 4 bet jams, and the guy
Mhm.
who's sick snap calls with pocket kings. The guy sitting to his direct right had 10-7-0. And before, right as he flips over his cards, he goes, "You're the fucking reason that I went all in with this hand. I have to get away from you, you nasty fuck."
Oh my
Verbatim.
god. Oh my
Verbatim. The
god.
sick dude was like blown back, like, What do you mean? Like, why would you act this way?" And I'm like, oh wow, he got what was coming
Yeah.
for him. The
Did the
guy,
10
the Kings held. The guy,
Oh, that's
the
too
guy who
bad.
was, yeah, I know, right? So the
So the
sick
guy
guy
just
stayed the other.
punted. You know, unfortunately, people could also take that as a reason to be really sick. So people just like can't stand playing and just punt it off.
Yeah, plus EV decision right there. I mean, literally got this dude a double. So
Yeah. I mean, you could use the same strategy for like farting or something.
but you mean farting is a little bit better because, like, it
You're
doesn't.
not getting them sick. You're just
You're
making it
sick for a very
miserable.
short time while you're smelling
Yeah.
it.
Just like yeah, load up on your Taco Bell every day before the series or
You
whatever
know
you
what?
need.
Let's just retract all of this right now. Please, everybody, eat healthy, take showers, don't smell like shit. I don't,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to play bad against you. I'll just talk, I'll just say,
Make you
take a
feel
shower at your
bad about
face. Yeah, I'll
yourself
make you feel bad about yourself. Don't
and
be
take
that
your
guy.
money.
There's a lot of those dudes. Wear deodorant, seriously. Um, yeah, I mean, other than that, I don't have much else. I mean, is there any other small buy-ins after the main that we missed?
Well, we got so the 777,
Yeah, that one
which
you're
I'm
gonna
gonna
win.
win,
Yeah,
supposedly, allegedly. Seven-handed tournament, $777 buy-in, and first place is $777,777.
it's a lot of sevens.
So pretty cool. Also, that we got the 3K mid stakes championship.
This one
Um,
I'm excited about if I'm there for it.
yeah, hour-long levels.
3K buy-in.
Yeah, it could be tough though. And then yeah, and then the last few days there's another $800 um with I believe it'll be 30-minute levels, although they typoed it. They put 40K chips for both the amount of chips and after levels they put 40K as well. So I think
Oh,
they
I see 30-minute levels on my end
for July 13th.
for July 13th. Yep.
Okay,
For
that's
the 600 deep stack, I'm looking at 40K
800,
chips.
you mean? The
Yeah, the
800?
800. Yeah,
Yep.
so 800 buy-in, 40K starting chips, 30-minute
Okay.
level duration.
Yeah, and they have another
One reentry.
those earlier in the series, and in 2023 I believe it was it 23 or 22
I
now.
think it was 22 maybe. But anyways, you talking about the
22, that's
Wazi and
when
Elsip?
yeah, yeah, in 2022 that's when Rob Wazwaz and Richie Alsop won. The two roommates won each of these two $800 tournaments,
Which are
and
arguably the hardest tournaments in.
I mean they're massive fields.
That's what I mean. But yeah, it's
They're thousands of people.
yeah. So
um
just and to go for both the two roommates to go
yeah.
back to back, man, I am a stutterer. Holy cow. My thoughts
And
are getting
then
ahead of my mouth.
yeah, and then to end it, we have the 1500 closer, and then there's and keep in mind we're skipping over tons of events here. We're kind of only focusing on the lower to mid buy-ins because that's what our audience is largely going to be focused on,
And us as well.
and us as well. Because yeah, we're skipping over, and we're going with Hold'em events too. But then the final event, there's a 1K Super Turbo, which yeah, I've never actually played that. But looking at the schedule this year, one thing I'm kind of considering is I may very well chop this. So I'm coming in on either June 1st or 2nd, and I might, go hard until after the Millie Maker, which is around the last day one is on the June 21st. So maybe the 23rd or whatever, that 500. I may take a chunk of time off from like the 24th. God, I do have to miss the Gladiators. Maybe I take off the first. Maybe we're talking more like after the Gladiators. There'll be a chunk of time there where I at least take a few days off. But I think we got the main event, but then there
Yeah.
are a lot of these events, a lot of the events that I kind of would be interested in playing. Oh, and there's during the main event, there's a 1K, another 1K. Yeah, there are a lot of pretty good events towards the end of the series.
Yeah. So if you
And
either bust the main or don't plan on playing them, check them out.
yeah, yeah, I think if you are someone who wants to play a few bracelet events kind of in that, you know, 1500 and below range, you either like the biggest ones and the best ones are going to be those weekend events. But if you want to get a few of them in at once, go in July, go during the end of the series, and there will definitely be several of them that you can give yourself a good shot at.
Well said.
Um,
Yeah, I agree with that.
Also worth noting in that, July 8th, July 9th, there's a 1K mystery bounty PLO tournament. You and I aren't really PLO players, but for those who are, I'm going to guess that's going to be one of the biggest PLO tournaments of the summer. Yeah. I have a feeling you and I will skip the 1K tag team this year.
That hurts my soul. I mean, if
I
I'm there
know.
for it, I would love to do it with you. Honestly,
I'm just thinking like that's kind of right in the range of time I was thinking of a break and
of a
like
break, yeah.
even as fun as it would be, like there are better tournaments to play.
I
It,
think
it
that's a
is actually a
great
pretty good
tournament.
one.
Yeah,
It
it's a
is
good
actually a good
one.
structure.
Yeah.
Although we got sat next to this absolute miserable person the one time,
The what was he?
the
He was a
Mizreg.
California Misreg, right?
Yeah, it's funny because like he doesn't know who he is, but we know who he is.
And
We
we
see
see him
him all over.
everywhere now. Ever since, like, we had this ongoing joke about how he was such a Misreg while we were playing,
Yeah,
and
the
now we
funny
just
thing
see him
is,
everywhere.
I actually have played with him one time since, and he actually doesn't seem like an asshole. But he just came across like such an asshole that one time, and he
He did,
kind of
yeah.
looks like one too.
So, Wes, we kind of went over the schedule here. Obviously, there's a bunch more. If you're looking to play bigger stuff, make sure to check out the schedule a little bit deeper. We're not going to go over that because a lot of our audience, including us, just won't be playing that. I will say I'm looking right now, and there's an event. So there's instead of horse, there's a torse,
Oh,
which is limit 2 to 7 triple draw, Omaha high low, and then Raz 7 card stud, 7 card, and our stud high low, which I thought was kind of cool. But let's see, I would play Omaha high low. I'm terrible at all those games actually, so I probably just wouldn't play that. It's $3,000 buy-in, but thought that was a cool one. And then kind of on to the last part about this here is the rake. I was able to pull up, courtesy of Blaise Bourgeois. I don't know, I have no idea if I
yeah, yeah.
pronounced his name right or not. But he created a tweet or an X or whatever you want to call it now, detailing the rake increases per buy-in level. So on the $500 buy-in events, it was 16%. Rake is going up to 17% on that. On the 600s, it goes from 15% to 17%, so a 2% increase on that one. On the 800s, it's going to be a half of a percent increase of rake. Not terrible, but still, I mean, rake is already like the biggest reason why, you know, is your biggest enemy and what will make you a profitable player, in my opinion. So,
Yeah, apart from just being terrible at
yeah,
poker.
apart from being terrible, I mean, saying you're a good player, it's going to be the
Yes.
biggest deficit to your bottom line, or however you want to word that. The mystery bounty, the 1K is still 12%. The 1.5Ks are going to have a half a percent increase, so 11% to 11.5%. The 2K to 3Ks are going to stay the same. 5Ks stay the same. 10Ks stay the same. 25Ks stay the same. Of course, we aren't playing. I'm not going to be playing any of those except for the main, which is a 10K. But it seems like they've really juiced the rake on these herd birds where they're going to get the most buy-ins, the most people registering.
Yeah. Here's what I'll say. If they take that money and give it all to raising the amount of or raising the pay of the dealers or something, then I'm cool with it.
But
But
that's not happening.
Yeah, I hope at least some of it is because I know I've heard some complaints from dealers about you're not getting paid that well if you're dealing
No,
these tournaments.
no, no,
Um,
no.
I'd be cool if they just got paid a bunch more, but yeah, if I don't want to contribute another dime to the profit of the World Series because I know they already make very good money from it.
It's insane. Yeah, I don't remember, but I want to say it's like tens of millions they pull in per year, right? In rake.
Yeah, and rake and like I don't know what their total like profit at the end of the day is, but it's got to be a good chunk.
I would imagine
And
so. And
yeah,
yeah, they're still increasing rake. Anyways, I mean, ultimately, I will say that um, the rake is not nearly as bad as Canterbury's. So,
I will say in general, like the higher the buy-in of a tournament you play, the less percent the rake will be.
which makes
So
sense,
that's
right?
kind of yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably a lot of it because we don't have too many high buy-in tournaments in the
No.
the highest buy-ins will play around here in the Midwest is pretty much 1100, and then we'll get the occasional 2500 high roller or like
Once a year. Yeah.
1700, 1700 WSOP circuit main or something. But
Okay.
the 1100s are pretty much the highest it goes. So like,
Anything else on the schedule you want to discuss before we start wrapping things up, Wes?
not so much. I think one thing we could do that you and I have both discussed is we could throw together like sort of how we did last year. Like if you want to go out to the World Series for X amount of time with X amount of total buy-ins, like $10,000 in buy-ins or something, whatever you plan on doing.
5,000, 10,000, yeah, a
Yeah,
thousand.
maybe put together a a few ideas for people who are going to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say just put together ideas for people. Maybe you're out there and you have never played a World Series event before, and you're like, I'd like to go play a couple of them.
But I only have 3K or 2K or
Yeah, right.
5K.
Like we have ideas for you. If you want to do like a week with 20K, like we have ideas. Just throw together some suggestions, and maybe we can also include in that like ideas for how to keep yourself sane while you're out there if you're
Yeah.
not running so hot.
We we got a lot of great feedback last year. We discussed food options. We discussed, what so if your bankroll is 5K, like this is the weekend you should go to get the most value. We did
Mhm.
that last year and we can definitely do that again this year. Whether do we want to create like a spreadsheet or just do an episode on it? Maybe we just do another episode on it.
Yeah, we could do an episode on it.
Okay. Yeah.
Um, yeah.
So plan on that sometime before the WSOP happens, and we'll probably do it sometime not like too close to it, so that you have time to plan based on it. But
Hmm.
that seems like a great idea. Yeah, I'd be down for that again.
Perfect.
And then lastly, outside of the WSOP, if you're a Minnesota player or a Midwest player, this week in Canterbury has the $800 Winter Poker Festival main event.
Yeah.
Um, what are you playing that, right?
I'll be playing that. Yeah. I'm excited. I actually got 2 years ago when it was still an 1100. I got fourth in it. Um, and yeah, looking to improve on that. I know I cashed it last year. Actually, last year I remember I busted early on day two, went home and won the Sunday scrimmage on Global. So that's also not a bad,
For what,
a bad,
14K or something?
yeah, not a bad outcome.
Sheesh. Yeah, that's not bad at
So
all. Okay, well
I,
I'll be seeing you there. I'll be playing Friday or Saturday.
yeah, I'll be there on Thursday, um, and hopefully back. But if not, actually Saturday. So I'll either see you Saturday or Sunday. But hopefully we just see each other Sunday.
That sounds good. I would like to do that. So, um, yeah, maybe the final table. We're overdue for a double final
We have
table.
not like final table the tournament together yet, and
N- Yeah, and we
I
played a
don't think
lot of them
that's
together.
okay.
No, it's
I mean,
not.
I'm sure we have online some like turbo online tournament, but I don't know
Okay,
yet.
all right. How about this? It's time. You know what, Wes?
Yeah.
Time. We're gonna
Okay.
shorten this one up. Two people. Pick them. I'll pick two people. They got
Predictions for this weekend
predictions for this weekend.
besides
And
ourselves, obviously.
besides ourselves. Yep.
All right. I'll do the first pick. You do the next two, and then I'll get my last one.
Okay, that
Okay.
sounds good. Yep.
I am going to say,
How about this? We can't do any people we've previously chosen, which is
yeah,
gonna be difficult.
that's kind of tricky because I don't remember. all of them.
Yep.
Um, that being said,
I'll just choose whoever. I don't care. To make it simple.
okay,
We won't hang on this too long.
yeah, I will say that. You know what? This is the time for Paul Carney. I'm going to
This is,
say Paul Carney makes the final table
let's
of
go, Paul. He was
100.
one of my choices before, so I'm
Okay.
glad. Yeah, you chose him. Okay, I'm gonna go. You know what? We're just gonna kind of go. I'm gonna go with Jason Sell.
Okay.
Yep.
There you go.
So Jason Sell. And now I'm gonna pick one of the newer guys to town. That's kind of starting to make a name for himself. Tanner. I'm going with
Tanner
Tanner.
Prey.
Tanner Prey.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Okay.
Tanner and Jason are my boys.
Yeah. So I got Paul Carney, and I will go. I'm gonna go with. Oh, I'm gonna go with Steve Schmidt.
Steve. All right. All
Yeah.
right. Steve is one of our good friends and also one of our roommates from Vegas last year. So
Yeah. He's
okay.
and he's won a couple of pretty big field tournaments, very big field tournaments on ACR kind of recently. Um, I think I guess his one biggish live score, he made it to day 4 in the monster stack,
That's insane. Yeah.
which yeah, he got
Like
30
30th.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like 37K maybe. I think he's time for like a breakthrough. I think he finishes top 3.
I love that. I love that. All
So,
right. So you got Steve and you got Carney.
yep,
I got Jason Sell and I got Tanner Prey.
yep.
That's his last name,
And
Prey, right?
yep. And I think we got to call our shot. Like you and I are both making the final table of this tournament.
Let's just add ourselves to our teams.
Yes, that works too. That works
Okay.
too.
Okay.
And if you and I both make it, we'll do something to celebrate.
That sounds good. So we'll follow up, guys, with how that side bet goes. But what do you want to do?
Yeah.
Just like next dinner is no credit card roulette. We just pay for it. Loser pays
Yeah,
for
but
it.
it's like something a little fancy.
Yeah, yeah, like a steakhouse. Well, $200 or something.
Yeah,
Okay.
perfect.
Sick. All right. I think I don't remember like how I run in these. I feel like I'm 0 and 2 maybe.
You definitely, I think you have been. I know that the fall poker classic that I final tabled, I also had 2 of my picks at the final
As
table.
well as you.
And then I think this last year, I think I had Richie and he ended up winning it.
Yeah.
Because yeah,
Yeah.
both years, one of my picks ended up getting first place. So Steve and Paul they're in good hands right now.
I like it. All right.
So
All right. Well, Wes, good luck this weekend. I will see you there as well. To everybody else, make sure to check out all the links in the descriptions for the things we had mentioned earlier: the Patreon, the Discord, the YouTube, Wes's bankroll challenge, clubs poker, all the goods, man. We have it. Man, I listed those off without missing a beat. That was
yeah.
impressive. Make sure to check all that stuff out. And yeah, I hope to see you guys soon on the felt. And if not, we'll catch you guys on next week's episode.